And we seem to be live. We seem.
Live?
It says so. It says we're live.
Do the JR impression. Hello, everyone. We're live.
We're live,
There we
pal.
go. I got the yeah.
We need
I
to
got
open
it.
in pyro. That way we'll know we're live.
That way we'll definitely know we're live. And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Just Two. Yeah,
We never graduated in math.
Yeah, no. But welcome to however many marks this is. Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, joined on the other end of the tin can and string by EZ of the Elite Era Network.
Greetings from my kitchen.
Yes, from the kitchen.
The elite kitchen.
The Elite. The
No,
Elite Kitchen.
I don't want to get a cease and desist order. I'm happy they still have the name.
And
But at least
desist.
it
Bum
was
bum
mentioned
bum
on
bum.
TV before.
That's a Papa Buck song too. Cease and desist. And also joining me on the other end of the tin can and string is the guy who I just interviewed for the podcast this week, Eric Wade.
Yeah, I'm from the soup kitchen. What's up, you guys?
What's up?
Still I think the lowest rated. I actually went back and listened to it though. I thought it was entertaining.
It was entertaining. It just needs time. Unfortunately, it's probably not gonna have the reach of the ones with wrestlers or the other YouTubers I've done, because you not having social media, you can't just put it out there to the new audience like Bahu did,
Yeah.
or Joseph,
Well,
or IQ Wrestler, or all the local wrestlers I've been able to interview. But
yeah. As soon as I listened to it during bed, and as soon as my interview was over, whatever, it played all your other ones. The guy who looks like Mr. Black, who runs his own school, I forgot his name, but that was a really good interview. That was the
the
second
one
time he's been on.
Heath Hatton, yeah, he's great. Shout out.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't heard that, go ahead and check that out.
Check them all out. They're all interesting in their own ways.
Yeah,
And
Just
yeah,
support a new
I like
wrestler.
the story and shit like that. So, well, yeah, I just started my own shit because I wanted to book my friends. It's like that's what I would have done.
yeah, pretty much. And
That good shit.
Michelle's here. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Miss Ace. So let's jump right into it because we got a lot of stuff to cover.
Yeah,
We have a lot of stuff to cover. If you've never seen this show before, this is the just however many Marks Wrestling Recap Show. The three of us all met at All In and Starcast. We have podcasts talking about these experiences. We love wrestling. We became friends because of our love of pro wrestling. We love wrestling like all of you out there. However, our opinions are just like all of yours out there. We avoid insider terms because at the end of the day, we're not insiders, we're not wrestlers. We are just however many marks are here. And yeah. So let's get through the hard part of the show, if you will, baby. Let's
We gotta
talk
be
We
patient.
about.
have to.
Yes, we do.
Dang
I'm gonna
it.
edge the audience a little bit and let's go through Raw.
We'll
Oh wait,
talk,
hold on. SmackDown was actually not that bad.
yeah, we're gonna talk SmackDown first.
How I didn't catch SmackDown, but what was it? I
Well,
think I saw the highlights, but I didn't see it live.
we have
I saw the
more
tension between-
really awesome stuff from Roman Reigns as the bad guy, and probably
and
my
Paul
favorite.
Heyman just channeling his inner Brock Lesnar. He's not doing anything. He's just there.
And it pisses people off, doesn't it? Like you.
Yeah,
Therefore, he's doing his job.
It's just like, okay, if Paul Heyman's part of this Familia thing or whatever, what the hell is his role? He's just the manager. He's just there. I mean, it's one thing like the
Exactly.
manager's like trying to guide them to victory and such, but Roman just seems to be okay on his own. Like he says, he's the tribal chief and everything. He's the one who
He
feeds
doesn't
first.
need he doesn't need Paul Heyman except for when he uses Paul Heyman to cheat.
well, it's kind of
That-
like with Thanos and Silver Surfer. He just has a thrall.
Yeah. Or Galactus. Yeah. It's kind of like, other than the fact that he spoke for him, Brock Lesnar didn't need Paul Heyman to win, but you just hated Brock Lesnar that much more because of Paul Heyman. I don't.
Did I
I'm
say
not saying
Thanos?
I don't love it, but I understand why they're doing it.
Yeah, I don't like I said the only complaint I have with the whole Roman Reigns storyline is that I don't think he needs to have Jey Uso as the Brie Bella slave for a month stipulation added to the whole thing. But if him and Paul Heyman were just on a strict dominating, go through the whole, just have Heyman do what he did with Reigns basically, but have Roman do it, I think that would work. But like how Easy is saying, it could be written a little bit better where the characters are all inclusive instead of Heyman just there, like in the background, like
Right.
yeah. But
That's honestly the
they'll
only
get,
thing he is. He's just really in the background. He's just there.
yeah, I
The
agree.
secretary.
And they always look like he's about to get in trouble too, like Heyman. Like he's always looking like, oh shit, I'm gonna, like the boss is gonna yell at me. But it's like, is that your role then? Is just be bullied around? Like that's what I'm saying. Where it's like, I meant to say Galactus and Silver Sister.
Right.
Where
I know what you meant. We know what you meant.
but it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's exactly what Galactus would do. He'd bully the shit out of everyone and make them, you know. But maybe this will turn to a swerve down the line, or maybe this can lead to all kinds of cool storylines on the line. I don't
Or
know,
maybe
but
eventually, whenever Roman's that close to, before he loses the belt, when he's that close to losing, the good guy won't lose too much of a shine when Paul Heyman pulls the referee out and interferes. So that way Roman doesn't have to lose to good guy A at the Royal Rumble. He's getting ready to lose to good guy B at WrestleMania, but good guy A won't look bad because Paul Heyman screwed him.
or if Brock returns and then Heyman turns
God.
on Roman because now his True Master is back or whatever the fuck. But I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see.
Please, for
We'll
the
see where it
love of
goes.
God, no more Reigns Lesnar. We already actually got a good match out of that from WrestleMania 31, but after that, did not give a shit.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, it just needs time to
Also,
grow.
Seth
It just,
Rollins won that because Heist of the Century, people.
It was awesome.
yeah.
Save the
But at
save the
least,
show. Save the show. Save the show,
yeah.
Seth. So moving on, Street Profits versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Good match, but it's kind of the WWE Tag Division, so it's not like it means anything. Especially now that you're having again thrown together nobodies, just going, hey, we can beat anybody because tag team wrestling means fuck all in WWE. So we'll just move
I
Yeah.
on.
feel really sad that I forgot Robert Roode is still on WWE.
Yeah.
That's like, what the hell, guys?
Sami
He was
Zayn and
NXT champion for a while.
yeah, well, that's done, and there's no point in even us depressing ourselves talking about it longer. So let's talk about something that was good: Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
The ending wasn't that great, but it was still a damn good match. Like that. Bianca Belair versus Natalia. I mean, I don't.
Natalia.
I like Natalia, but just kind of she's kind of there. Bianca Belair still not completely sold on her yet, and that's
And the
about how I
thing
felt
is
about
too,
the
like,
match.
but Natalia is just as much of a newbie than these like Charlotte and Becky. She came up with the same team, right, or the same era. But for whatever
She
reason,
was
when I
Natalia was from way before Charlotte and Becky. Natalia was like around in 2008, 2007.
Yep.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember, like, she
Oh,
was on
they always
SmackDown.
make it seem like
She was
she's
on
in the same
SmackDown
class
versus
as
Raw
them,
2009.
No, she was like
like through NXT and
she
came
didn't
up through
even no,
the
she didn't even go through NXT.
There wasn't even an NXT to begin with.
She went through
what?
like she went through when OVW was still a WWE developmental territory and back when NXT was
On
Florida
Florida
Championship Wrestling.
Coast.
Yeah, that's where Natalia was.
Man, I like her even less now because I thought, from what I understood, she rose through the same class. But when I think of her, she seems like a fucking 50-year-old like wrestler kind of a thing. Where it's like, man, but now that I'm finding out that none of that was true, it's like, oh Jesus. So what is Natty's problem?
I think she's great. She's kind of the victim of just not.
Bad booking.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they gave her a
Stupid idea
fart.
for
They
Bad
gave her a
Creative.
farting gimmick for the love of God.
Well, I mean, they give her credit where it's due every once in a while, like giving her the first ever women's match.
Hold up.
And
A
huh?
farting gimmick? I like.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't? Oh God,
Yeah.
you don't remember this?
Well,
It might have been in a period where I really didn't care about WWE. In the
Yeah.
second phase of not caring.
that's probably a good thing. But yeah, they gave
Well,
her a farting
It
gimmick.
was
this is
between
probably
like
contributing.
it was
That was
between
probably a
like
contributor of why you didn't care about it
2000
anymore.
from 2011 to about 2014. I kind of like stopped watching WWE, and then I guess I kind of got back into it like up until like WrestleMania 31, and then I went to my first Monday Night Raw on February 2nd, 2015, the night Shane O'Mac came back to Joe Louis Arena, and holy shit, was that place loud!
Nice.
Oh yeah,
So
that was the only time you would actually hear me scream.
for a McMahon. So
Yep,
we'll go ahead and
Shane O'Mac,
just
man.
we'll move on a little bit just so we can get to what everybody wants us to talk about because we got some steps we need to take in order to get there. We have
Consider this
King
the
Corbin versus
pre-show.
yeah, this is the pre-show. King Corbin versus Murphy. No, and I like Murphy, but and then we have Jey Uso and Kevin Owens, which was a great match except for the ending. I mean, I get it. That's WWE. I'm not like mad about it, but it's just you have two great matches that end in like non-definitive fin. These are actual non-finishes where it's DQ or count out, not oh hey they wrestled and had a great match and went to a draw. This was like it's crap, but it's
Yeah.
WWE, so it's like whatever. Well,
Yeah.
I mean Michelle, everybody.
WWE is the one that prides themselves on big entrances, big
Right.
matches, big going big compared to the other. This is the big leagues compared to the other. Randy
Oh
Orton
yeah.
just told. Didn't he just tell Miz and Morrison, you just quit and went to the indie or went to the minor leagues?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Hey, story about Randy Orton real quick. I went to his panel at St. Louis Comic Con in 2017, and someone asked him about Kenny Omega and his great match at Wrestle Kingdom, and Randy Orton went, "Kenny who at Wrestle what? I'm in the
yeah,
WWE."
Oh.
yeah. What a heel! Boo!
Oh, the thing
But
that really pissed me off is because someone asked him about like WrestleMania 30, and he like went on a tirade about like me and Dave were supposed to wrestle, and the fans just need to sometimes just shut up and appreciate what me and Dave were gonna do for them.
yeah, no, I agree. He's a douche.
So he was
He went on
basically
that tirade, but like I'm just kind of here. Daniel Bryan's my fucking guy. That was probably one of my favorite main events ever, and he did. I'm not trying to pick on Michelle. I mean, if you like Randy Orton, that's cool. I don't. I'm just giving you my
so he
Randy
was
Orton experience. But yeah,
he was basically just staying in character at the panel.
he was a good guy.
Oh.
Yeah,
A
there's
good
been
guy.
like so many complaints about
He was a good
Orton
guy.
and stuff. So.
This when he beat Bray Wyatt for the title. He had the belt with him. He's supposed to be a good guy.
Oh.
But he did end it by saying, because this is when Brian was tired, he said, Daniel's a friend, and in retrospect, I'm happy he got this main event, but I didn't want it to happen because me and
Was this
Dave
the one where
had a
they
lot.
had all the spooky effects in the ring?
Yes, that one. It was right
Am
after
I the
that.
only
Yeah.
one that actually liked that? Like, I thought the match was a little underwhelming, but the effects was actually pretty damn awesome.
Cool idea, poor execution.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And he even bitched about it. He said like, "Yeah, this is the one thing that made me laugh because someone asked about it. He's like, "Yeah, it was dumb. Like they had like a
if it was
he said they have
He
a
actually-
sperm following me to the ring. That's his own words.
if they would have, it's one of those ideas that just states
Did he knew
months
that was
or years
happening?
later.
I
Because
don't
imagine
know.
if it was
I don't know. I
COVID.
didn't ask my question. I was waiting. I was killing time until Kevin Conroy came in. His panel came in because he voiced Batman. He was somebody I wanted to see.
Yeah. But imagine that same match, but during the
That's
COVID
fair.
era when everything was cinematic.
Yeah.
So it would be better. It wouldn't be so damn
Right.
cheesy with stupid light effects. It would be like movie effects where they could edit it to make it way the idea they wanted to execute but didn't have the budget for or the resources for or whatever.
WWE always has a budget. The problem is they don't use it to their perfection.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. So,
Yeah.
because I can say like they've had holograms before that didn't exactly. Remember the Bray Wyatt hologram when Dean Ambrose looked at it and got freaked out and
Right.
like,
Well,
I'm sure in house it looked great, but
speaking of Randy Orton, He kicks off Raw for a moment of bliss, and
That was actually pretty spooky because and also just seeing the height difference between Bliss and Orton, I was like, wow.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, she's only 5 foot, and he's like 6'5" or 6'8" or something.
no.
So
I'm just like, look at it, like, jeez.
when I did, this wasn't at the same convention. This was back in 2008. I did meet Randy Orton, and he is a very tall guy.
yeah,
I
So-
bet. No,
But
hell,
yeah, I did-
when I saw Mysterio at Starcast, I didn't meet him, but he was like passing by. It was after I had a meet and greet with God. Dude, like I'm taller than him. Like, what? Jeez. I love Mysterio. I was like, holy crap, I'm taller than
Oh
him.
yeah, there's a picture on my Instagram. I met Rey Mysterio at Lexington Comic Con the same year as All In, like a few months before that. And there's like the picture of me dressed as Luke Skywalker with Rey Mysterio, and I dwarf him. I mean, I knew I was taller than Rey, but I mean, it's literally like my
So he was
child is with me. That's what it looked like.
so he was basically your Yoda.
Pretty much.
Which that's really sad for me to say because I
Pretty much.
idolize him.
that's pretty funny.
I also met Booker T, who had like an 8x10 of him like photoshopped in onto Luke's body with the WCW title. And I didn't get that because I wanted him to sign that belt that's right above me instead, but that was still pretty cool. And really was pretty awesome. He's kind of like, man, I got just a picture for you.
Michelle says she's the same height as Ray. That's okay.
Okay, I mean, yeah.
And
We're not making fun of anybody for being short.
No,
I'm
no.
just saying that.
besides, like I'm like I often like say like, oh, I'm 6'1", but like reality, I think I might just be on the borderline of 6 foot something or 5'11". I don't know.
I'm only 5'7", 5'8".
I measured 6 foot last time I was measured.
Yeah, I know you're like a little bit taller than me.
Yeah. So, but I'm not like trying to make fun of anybody's height. I just remember, like, I know Ray's a smaller dude, but like, I didn't expect that I look like I have child with me in the picture. Like, I did not expect that. And I like saw the picture that my friend took, and I'm like, oh my god, oh Ray.
Yeah. It's like, Ray, I can probably beat you up right now.
And he had torn biceps, so I know he couldn't hit me at the time.
Or just pick him up. Can we take a picture, then you pick him up?
Whee!
What the hell are you doing?
Oh,
All right, we gotta get back on track. So Jeff Hardy crashed in a live concert.
okay,
Cool.
okay. Just one more thing about the segment. Am I the only one that thought Randy was gonna kidnap Bliss because he was holding her on?
I thought he was gonna run off with her too. Like, what else would you were expecting
Or-
her to do?
What would you expect?
Or
him
just
to
gave
do?
it back?
Exactly.
Or maybe just power slam her.
5'8", yeah.
They probably
5'8"
do not want man-on-woman violence on WWE TV.
Boo.
Well, not power slammer, but I thought he was gonna run off with
Or
her.
just drop her.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I'm just.
Come on. Okay.
But
man,
he
woman
handing her
violence,
over, then rolling out of the ring made little
I'm
less
sorry.
sense.
Man, woman violence. Did he not just RKO Beth Phoenix earlier this year?
True, but
Yeah. Like, I was almost like borderline hoping he was going to RKO Bliss just to send a message, be like, you don't need him, or you're just using her, and this is what I'm going to do.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
maybe
agree.
he could have done that, RKO'd her, then that
Or
would have
Spinebuster. I don't
officially
know.
set off the feud and warranted the TLC match or whatever. But
Wait, is he
But-
still allowed to do the punt, or is that completely banned?
I don't
Like, you
know.
just run up. He's just like, it'll look like he kicked her in the head, but it's just like a tap. Like what he did to CM Punk at. It was like, I don't know, what the fuck was it called? Oh, it was like at Unforgiven when we had that championship scramble, which I actually like that concept. But sadly
Right.
don't use it anymore.
I don't know. We'll. Yeah, I don't know. I
Just
thought
like how I
he was
booked it.
just gonna kidnap her. I don't. I know you're. Yes, he did RKO Beth Phoenix, but I also know when you have man-on-woman violence, you kind of open a can of worms to where some people will be, hey,
Oh,
it's
yep.
fantasy, hey, it's not real, it's not a big deal. It's not like he's being portrayed as a hero for doing it, but you also have the other side of things that are not going to take too kindly to that in a publicly traded company.
Yeah,
It's
he
just one of
also
And
those
yeah,
can't
things.
spark
Michelle,
every
It's
and
feud
yeah,
just
right
one of those
away.
Michelle,
things.
and yeah,
Every
Michelle.
feud he's gonna
Randy,
spark it off
Randy
by
did punt Flair.
RKing the person's
I
wife or
forget
whatever.
when, but Randy did punt Flair at one point.
Yeah. But Flair's not a woman.
And how he had
Um,
Batista attack Flair.
so Ricochet versus Slapjack. I don't mean Stevie Ray, my friends. I do not mean Stevie Ray. Yes, this was what.
Just imagine him like in the 80s or 90s. I'm saying it like all
If it
like
was maybe like if it was in that era, I would have probably given them credit because yeah, back in the '80s, everybody had crazy ass gimmicks that are laughable today, but back then, they were supposed to be like the superhero bad guy thing. But this is 20 freaking 20. Who is using nicknames these years or these days? Unless your name is literally The Undertaker, there is nobody, or Luchasaurus,
Yeah.
other than him. There is
that
nobody
is
doing a gimmick like that.
yeah, but that is kind of an issue too because I was talking to so before the last AEW pay per view, I was talking to one of my buddies about it and like, oh, this pay per view is coming up this weekend, and he was like, so who's wrestling? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, so who's the big like main event? Like who do I have to tune in to watch? And I was just like, Kenny Omega and Moxley or whatever, or I forget who the fuck, but and he's just like, what? Like he's all back in my day or whatever. You'd have names like fucking Ultimate Warrior versus Sting
Yeah.
or like Typhoon versus like characters that you'd be
Or
like, the
Tatanka,
Undertaker.
Powerhouse Hobbs does
Who-
sound cool.
who
I-
actually had a
Yokozuna.
Native American background.
But now you get stuff like just like people's real names.
You
or
get
whatever,
the real
so,
name with or like a name with like a nickname,
or just like a fake name, because we know like Kenny Omega, like that's not his actual name, but we still
Yeah.
run with it.
But we also
But it's
have
like, oh,
things
Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt, and people are like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Or just whatever example. But yeah, nowadays there are less characters and just more people using names.
Okay,
or
in
just
terms of-
more-
Michelle, in terms of-
nicknames, like you have the
but to
Spanish
the casual
God.
viewer,
You got the Spanish
yeah.
God, Sammy
nicknames
Guevara.
is one thing, but
You've got
but what
Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. You've got things like that.
But would you take him seriously if Sammy Guevara, he was literally called the Spanish God? No,
No,
it just
no.
sounds a little
well,
silly.
no, but he's also not painted gold either, like Goldust would
Yeah.
have been, or
Right.
you know, there's less characters today in general, but like to the people who don't watch wrestling or who don't keep up with it, but you're trying to sell them on like why you should watch this weekend, but you can't give them a name that makes them excited or that they would know, you know.
Yeah. Also,
like, what the hell?
yeah, Michelle. In terms of Riddle, first off,
Where's the showmanship?
again, I don't know why Matt Riddle can't be used because I don't know something about the damn lawsuit that I
Riddle.
don't give two shits about.
Who's
the
wrestling
one
this
name
weekend?
stuff
Oh,
is
Riddle.
also bothering me. It's like we got
Riddle.
Ali instead of Mustafa Ali. We got Murphy instead of Buddy Murphy. Then we got
Yeah.
Riddle instead of Matt Riddle. Like, bro, what the hell is going on here? Like, imagine if I like changed my legal last name to Zarens. You're like, and I've had people call me that, but I wouldn't go as that for a wrestling term. I would just
But
go
it's
by the
just-
Twitter Creator King.
It is kind of missed that they don't have characters, but they got to do it in a way that's not
Yeah.
going to be the cartoony.
It also
era.
depends on like how I guess you play with it as well. And again, Michelle's got another good point here, which by the way, you got to be on the show one day. Butcher and the Blade, yeah, that's a
Badass.
gimmick
I love 'em.
because it's
Right.
badass.
And
Now,
Pentagon
but
and Ray Phoenix
it took
too.
me a while to get sold on the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny. It kind of seemed weird at first. Like it was kind of, it was something where, like many things in AEW, where kind of came in where it's like, oh, I don't know about this, and then once they get going, it's like, oh, okay, we're good now. But man, that debut was not good.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like they literally butchered the debut.
Just ask Matt Seidel about first impressions.
Yeah, that's true. So we got more to cover. Got a Miz TV segment with Sheamus. I like how they're kind of reused, doing stuff with
I think
Sheamus.
Sheamus I think Sheamus deserves another couple title runs instead of Orton winning all the damn time or whatever. How come they're not pushing Sheamus? Because
I know.
he's a reliable
and
wrestler,
and
but he's good.
they actually brought that up. I could see possibly Miz and Sheamus down the road for the title, like if when Miz cashes in and
Have Miz and Sheamus ever fought? I don't even
I'm
remember.
sure they have.
Probably, yeah.
You
It
know,
sounds like they probably
they've
did.
both been around for over 10 years in the WWE. I'm
Yeah.
sure they fought, but you know, I kind of like what they're doing with Sheamus. Yeah, you're much rather see Sheamus get a few more main event runs under his belt than Randy Orton, but yeah.
Let's see.
So you have Asuka and
He's a
Lana
good
versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Nia Jax was involved. Nuff said. Nuff said. And I don't try just to bash people unless it's Jay White. But enough said. Nia Jax. Cedric Alexander versus Xavier Woods. Good match. And then we have the main event. Or I think it's the main event. No, it's not the main event, but it was my favorite match, I should say. Keith Lee versus Riddle versus AJ Styles.
So this is the triple threat continuation of the tournament.
Yeah.
This is what I liked about WWE is that they're trying to do stuff like this, and then next week you got to continue to see who's going to be the winner of the rest of it. But I like that they're trying. I like that even if it's a ripoff or even if they're trying to blatantly do what other companies have done or whatever.
Right.
I like that they're trying to keep my attention because I do pay attention. So stuff like this where it's like I actually, even if it's the same people we've seen in the same matches for a while now it kind of like now they're making it known that wins and losses mean it or
Right.
this tournament means something or whatever. So
And
I like
it doesn't
that,
help that you have it helps that in this particular match you have two guys that are really good and one guy that can go at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have arguably two of their top 5 best wrestlers in the company in that match with Keith Lee and AJ Styles. So you have Dana Brooke versus Reckoning.
Okay. Wait a minute. That's just Mia Yim under that mask once it falls off.
And we have Miz and Morrison versus Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. I mean, whatever. I mean, like, it's setting up a program. It wasn't a bad match. It's telling... Sometimes you got to have matches like these. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because they do the same thing on AEW. Before all the AEW haters and the WWE stands come after me. I get it. I'm not saying that WWE was wrong to do it that way. I'm just saying it was just kind of a match. It served its purpose. It wasn't anything great. It wasn't anything bad. It was a good TV match that built. That's it.
Yeah.
So we transition from... Oh, go ahead.
I would say AJ won, but it's like, should he have? Because just, I don't know. If they're trying to build new stars and stuff, AJ can afford a loss.
Well, I'm talking about the main event for the tag match, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine, but we have... This Sunday, we have War Games for NXT, so we're going to give some quick predictions for that event. Starting with Timothy Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa. Easy, who do you got and why?
Ciampa, because Ciampa.
Eric?
No one will survive.
Eric?
Yeah, I guess Ciampa. I don't know anything off this build up.
I don't know anything about Timothy Thatcher. I'm like, who?
Yeah, same here.
Because
I like Thatcher, but he's kind of, he's good. I like him. I like Timothy Thatcher more than Matt Riddle or whatever. I kind of can get behind Thatcher a little bit more. So I'm gonna go Thatcher in this one. Next match is a strap match: Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Lumis. Easy, who you got and why?
I'm just looking up who these guys are. I don't
Dexter
know.
Lumis.
But
I'm going Dexter Lumis.
Cameron Grimes, wasn't he one of the the unfortunate sons or whatever that gimmick was?
Mm-hmm.
The Forgotten Son.
Yes.
Oh,
I'll go
really?
with Grimes because that's the only guy I know.
Okay.
Sorry, Grimey.
I like Dexter Loomis. I've been a fan of him since Indies or whatever, since before he got. I thought he was
Right.
going to go to AEW kind of a route, but then he went to the developmental center. So good for him anyway. Whatever. And
Right.
I'm glad that they let him do his drawing gimmick or whatever. But hopefully he wins. But god damn, will they ruin that gimmick on the main roster? So
Oh
have
yeah.
fun with it now, dude. Have fun with it now.
Triple threat match for the North American Championship. The champion Leon Ruff, who won out of nowhere, versus Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano. Easy. Who you got and why?
I got saying Gargano, but I feel like Ruff is gonna retain it. He won this last month, and it's like
I agree. I'm
I
going.
don't
I'm going
I
Ruff
don't
as
force
well.
Ruff on this one.
I'm going Ruff as well.
Isn't it Priest?
It says Cameron Grimes was Trevor Lee when he was in Impact.
Oh. No, yeah, I think I'm over Gargano. I don't understand why he's the super senior that just keeps hanging out the high school that won't really
Right.
like Gargano. It's like, dude.
Like, well, I'm gonna say I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit in that. I'd rather Gargano be on NXT than go to the main roster and be done like Robert Roode.
Or Shorty G.
Yeah, and we especially saw how that call up worked out well.
Because Gargano's so small, you know they're gonna make him a joke. He's
And especially when you have a DIY quote unquote reunion in the worst wrestling crowd in the world, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Come
I don't
the
think-
fuck at me, LSU. Roll Tide. Oh yeah, by the way, Bama, LSU this Saturday. Roll Tide.
but at this point, I don't think
Who and
Gargano's
whoer.
interested
That's
in
my
like
opinion.
winning more matches.
College football, whatever.
Um,
No, it's just like you call them up to the main roster, and especially in a dead crowd, nobody reacts to anything. It's like, okay, if you had them in Philly or Chicago, New York, maybe Orlando,
Yeah.
there would be a crazy crowd.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
holy shit, it's Gargano and Ciampa. They're on Raw.
exactly.
I mean,
You're right.
fucking Buffalo got loud because Ciampa invaded.
Right. Well, we got
Buffalo isn't even that good of a city, but whatever.
the two War Games match now. I got the women's War Game match. Team Candice, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Tony Storm versus Team Shotzi,
Why, Tommy? Why?
Ember Moon, Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley, and Shotzi Blackheart. Easy. Who you got in this one?
I'm gonna go with the team. I hope I said this right. Team Shotzi.
I'm gonna go Team Candice in this one. Well, actually, no. I'm
To
yeah,
me,
I'm gonna-
like this is really a win-win situation.
yeah. I
'cause-
feel I'm changing my mind. I'm going Team Shotzi in this one.
'cause isn't this actually like the first ever like women's war game?
No, they had one last year.
Oh, never mind then.
Eric.
Shame, Shotzi. She's
Shotzi.
hot. Like her.
Well, I'm going Shotzi because who I'm picking in this next one. Undisputed Era versus Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch, and punter Pat McAfee. Which I like Pat McAfee. I'm getting behind him. He's not that bad.
I think
not
he's
that
pretty
fucking
unstoppable
bad.
right now. Yeah,
I think he's pretty fucking good.
he's on fire.
Like maybe not like in turn. Like he's not the best wrestler, but like character, dude's fucking got it.
Perfect. He can go chat with Corey Graves. I can't get behind him. It's like, really? Are we trying to have a much cooler and more muscular built version of Michael Cole fighting?
Thing
That's
is, he's
cool.
still actually. You do know, like when he was playing college football, like he was doing like stuff with independent groups, right? You're aware of this, right?
I was
Yeah,
just a
at
fan
least
ever
it's-
since he made his debut in the
I like his
NXT
stand-up
match.
comedies.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a stand up. I just ever since his
Oh.
debut match, I was like, dude, this guy fucking, he's doing top rope moves. He's doing all. Just, like I said, this is one of the debuts that Vince dreams of.
He reminds me a little bit of Stephen Amell.
Yeah, but this is one of those
Yeah.
the Vince dreams that every celebrity appearance is going to be like that. Every celebrity should be able to perform like this guy. Like that he set the bar of like whenever what's his name, John Stewart, like
Yeah, that was
whenever John
bad.
Stewart tries to come back, he better be doing a goddamn moonsault.
Yeah, everybody doing
Otherwise,
moonsaults like Pat McAfee.
yeah. Otherwise, what a stinker appearance from that celebrity or whatever. But like, that's what I'm saying. Where it's like, dude, not only this guy raised the damn bar of like, holy shit,
Yeah, he's
but
got guy's got some skill, and he's not like he's. It's not like he's fucking beating everybody. He's not like getting the fucking Brock Lesnar role. He's still kind
yeah,
of a spokesperson who you want to see get his ass kicked, and when he gets confronted, he's still kind of a coward. But he's got like that much ability to where he's kind of a threat. I think it's good.
right. Yeah, I'm a fan of it. It's almost just like playing NBA Jam when you unlock Clinton, and then you get to play as Clinton, and you can do a triple backflip slam dunk, and you're just like, and he's on fire or whatever, and you're just like, damn, Clinton's a badass. It's like this too. Where it's like, don't make me take off my jacket and jump in the game. Like,
Yeah.
don't make me get in that match. Otherwise, I'll beat your ass. Do a backflip from the top rope,
But then
like
whenever-
the safest thing.
But then there's still gonna be the moment where like he gets his ass whipped by Cole, and everybody's gonna be like, "Yay!" But
Yeah,
he's gonna get his ass whipped by Cole. But then somehow, some way, the bad guy team will win. I'm going Team McAfee in this one.
And, yeah,
Nope.
me too. And whenever McAfee leaves or decides
I'm
to
gonna be the
not
only
do it
one
again,
to
they'll.
say it. Team Undisputed Era. Don't care.
Yeah, I think I
Still
don't
run
think it's,
NXT.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Ms. Ace. Yeah, definitely. So now we can go to what at least we've all been giddy about, but you know this is the we've had the appetizers. You know we had our glass of wine because we need that to get through Raw. You know we had we had our
I already down to Coke and I'm on my Sprite.
we had our glass of wine because we needed
Yeah,
that to get
take
through
a
Raw. You know,
palate cleanser.
SmackDown. You know that was there's some good stuff there. You know that's the chicken
Some
wings.
good shit, but not the best shit.
The chicken wings, and you know, hey, we had some good stuff talking about NXT. You know, that's the mozzarella sticks. But now it's time for the main course.
The buffet.
And then they bring out that big silver plate with a covering on it, put it
Yeah.
on the middle of the table.
And
A
it
silver
is,
plate being
winter
handed by
is
Don
coming.
Silver.
And what's for dinner? A scorpion.
Something like that.
We got him.
Yeah, we are. Well, let's talk about this. I hate some of these websites that put like all the fucking rating shit and.
The first. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm always 15 minutes late whenever I finally get home and finally get the stream going. So I always miss the first 50 minutes of AEW. So I don't.
just felt like the first half, but I made it back in time. I think for actually, I made it back for the tag match because I was making dinner,
Right.
so I just had the show on.
I think when I first started watching it, Orange Cassidy and
that's
MJF
the first thing. Yeah, I fucking professionalism right here, folks.
But is that how it opened too with the Battle Royal?
It's opened up with the Battle Royal,
yeah,
where the
Battle
the
Royal
Dynamite
first.
Diamond Ring Battle Royal. Last two members ended up being Orange Cassidy and MJF.
And MJF.
Where the winner will win the Dynamite Diamond Ring that
Just
MJF
fight
has
for the
had.
ring.
Okay, so I didn't miss much, but I just caught the ending.
It's still a really good battle royal, like really
Mhm.
good battle royal. And can you just imagine MJF or Orange Cassidy wearing that ring that he takes from MJF? Perfection.
Or hell, will he or hell, he wouldn't really wear the ring. He would just have it in his pocket, or just be like, "Well, where's the ring? Oh, it's just somewhere in my locker room. I don't know."
Is this a new ring or MJF have to give him a ring?
It would be
MJF's
MJF's
ring.
ring.
It's MJF's ring.
So the ring is now like a belt.
Well, it gets determined
Sorta,
every
kinda,
like the
but,
it's kind of like it's a belt. But it's like you win it, you get it for a year. It's kind of how they're doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, but like if you can't use it to cash it, so what is it? I mean, you know what I mean? Like
It's
if
just
it's not like a money in the bank kind of a thing, or if it's just
It's
bragging
kinda-
rights,
It's
kinda-
or
sorta, except you can't cash it in.
it's just kind of like a prop. It's just
King
a
of the
prop.
Ring. It's King of the Ring, where you
Basically, you know
basically
what
get
that it basically is.
It is
until the next year's
yeah.
King of the Ring, someone else will be the new one. But right now, literally King of the Ring.
Basically.
But, But yeah, I was confused about that. I was like, was this a new ring or is this like you know what I mean? Because then maybe Wardlow would have one, but then how it turned out, like if
Actually,
it's gonna
wait,
be
guys. I think we got the order mixed up. Was the first match was Kaz Jericho, but we'll still talk about the Diamond Ring
Well,
thing.
that's what we're. I
I
I
was
can
just
find
going.
I can find
I'm on
impeccable
AEW's YouTube.
results. I
I
can
just
find
go to
in,
AEW's
no, yeah,
YouTube.
Jericho and Kaz was after that, but
yeah, Jericho Kaz is
no,
after
but
that.
but
Yeah,
but
Was
this is
after
what
that.
I was
Okay.
Battle
saying.
Royal was first.
When we were talking about this a couple weeks ago about MJF versus John Silver or MJ, no, I'm sorry, Cassidy versus Silver or something. It was a good match and everything was fine and blah blah. It was a good match for Silver, but I was saying that this is the worst thing for Cassidy to do, to be like in a mid card with other
Right.
mid carders. But this is perfect for him to be in a match with MJF because it elevates Cassidy to MJF's level, but also MJF to higher levels too, because they're in this
Just the
kind of a
back and
feud.
forth for
No
like
one's getting
MJF
raised
and
down; they're all going up.
right.
So this is perfect. I didn't like that Cassidy was like just starting to go in the mid card route after being Jericho and stuff. He needs somewhere up to go. So I love the fact that they're having him face MJF in the next feud or whatever, because
Thanks,
that's
Michelle.
exactly what he needs.
And that
Yeah.
is true. Also, there were a lot of storylines in the match. Dark Order helped Hangman. Matt Hardy was eliminating other good guys, kind of bringing more of the big money Matt to AEW. So, I mean, it isn't just like a WWE battle royal where it's just like punch, 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 time to
Oh,
let go. It's like there's actually shit that happens in these battle royals.
we haven't talked about that, but during the Hardy and Elias Symphony or whatever destruction match, Hardy apparently hit the back of his head or neck on the stairs. Nothing seriously happened, or whatever, but no one's also oh, fucking, this is the end of WWE because Hardy,
I actually
like how
thought he
they,
almost broke his neck from that. I saw that. I was like, oh my god.
I know, but the way that they jumped on AEW for the thing, not, it's
Yeah.
just a weird dichotomy, but anyway, not version or whatever, but it's just a
Well,
weird thing I took notice of. It's like, how come they got away with it? Because Jeff Hardy almost fucking died on Raw, but no one said
right.
nothing.
Well, it's because it's cool to hate on AEW because that makes it seem like oh, you're just a bunch of blind little internet losers. When you
You guys are just
think
yeah.
like you a booker, think like you in the wrestling business, and then you realize it's not that good. I was in a
Wait
tag
until
team, and
the
I'm
very
great.
end. Wait until the very end of the show, people.
Well, we're
We're just warming up.
yeah. Well, the next thing was a phenomenal match between Jericho and Frankie Kazarian, and I'm gonna say this: Jericho's best match since Moxley.
Yeah,
Best
this is
match he's
great.
had since Moxley
Kazarian,
back in
but
Revolution.
dude, cause the SCU is so underrated. All three of those guys, all three of them, they're showcasing the shit out of them, but they are kind of more of like workhorses rather than like
Right.
standout stars.
Yeah.
But goddamn, every match that any single one of those guys are involved in, especially this one where Kazarian's just like toe to toe, but also the only slip up I saw when was in Kazarian tried to do the walls of Jericho and didn't exactly like Jericho at one point had to like put his own legs in his arms because he was just like, dude, you're not doing it right, kind of a thing. But goddamn, man, great
yeah.
match, yeah.
Yeah, this was definitely one of Jericho's best outings in AEW.
And then MJF almost screwing Jericho over.
Almost screwing Jericho over, and we have an ultimatum for next week. There's so many things that built up to next week that you gotta.
I didn't like
about.
this though. Because we're all predicting, oh, is MJF going to take over Jericho's spot? Is Jericho going to get kicked out? But if they're just going to break up the inner circle, well, maybe that's what I said. Didn't I say that?
Let's let the segment play out. Let's let it play
Yeah.
out.
But I think I said that. I was like,
Give it a chance.
I think I said I'd rather have them break up than have a new leader and just go their own way and do other stuff. But if they're doing it this quickly, this abrasively, it's like, wow.
I think Michelle kind of like was mentioned. Sammy took it away. I think when all this happens, spinning out of all this, you're going to see Jericho and Sammy are going to be the good guys. We know that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how Michelle same thing where MJF did the towel thing. I love how
On
MJF's
Cody,
just
yeah.
doing his same old tricks. Like he didn't learn nothing. He's just doing the same old tricks, same old like. Wait
Or
a
are we
minute.
gonna
Didn't,
see like?
didn't you do that with yeah?
Or are we gonna see like a Bullet Club Civil War like between Cody and Kenny? Where it's like you team Maxwell or you team Jericho?
I kind of hope they don't recycle that, at least not now. But
Yeah, not now, but it would be good. Like maybe like mid 2021.
right, yeah. Britt Baker versus Layla Hirsch. Like, this was a good little match. I like kind of the whole armbar sort of story they
I
told with
sadly
that.
didn't see it because again I was returning from work.
Yeah, this was. I'm not gonna say it was a rock your socks match, but like it told a good story, like especially with the finishing moves and how they built the finishing moves. One of the better Britt Baker matches.
I like Britt Baker in this match. She looked
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. She wins with lockjaw. Then we have a big moment here. Darby Allin
Well-
and Cody versus Team Taz of Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs.
Powerhouse.
I literally think that Ricky Starks is probably my favorite wrestler right now. Like
Ricky's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I like his character. I like his work. I like his entrance music, his entrance, I should say, because he does the same entrance no matter what music it is. But I saw him in NWA
Yeah, he was
Dark,
in
or what was
NWA.
it called? Into the Fire or whatever
Yeah.
that season was. Yeah, that's when I first saw him along with Thunder Rosa and some of the other people, and then seeing him in AEW, whatever, and watching him on Dark and stuff
Yeah,
and
it's true.
Dynamite.
That is true. Before we mentioned Thunder Rosa, and Michelle pointed this out. Thunder
yeah.
Rosa did attack Britt Baker after that match. Hate to downplay Thunder Rosa,
right, yeah.
but we got something big to talk about in this next
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh yeah, Thunder Rosa.
But no, it's a big night for Space Paint.
Yeah.
But I think Ricky Starks is probably one of my favorite wrestlers right now of like up and
Absolutely.
comers.
And honestly, it was still like a great tag match too. It was like holy
Oh
crap!
yeah.
Like, in the middle of the cooking, I'm just watching that match. Like Jesus Christ, they're all over the place.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that Cody.
The only thing I didn't like about it is I'm getting really tired of Ricky Starks losing all the damn time. Like seriously. But this was This is a really great match. It breaks down to a brawl with Team Taz and the Nightmare Family until the big moment happens.
Oh, all right, who wants to?
What
who wants to
happened?
start? Who wants to say?
Well, we see the lights go out.
I didn't see it. What happened?
We see the lights go out. We go, who's this?
Yeah,
And then
yeah, lights out.
Sting! Fucking Sting
Yeah.
comes out. But here's the thing that was the best part of that whole moment to me. Sting just clears the ring, doesn't lay a hand on everybody. But to me, like I thought was really cool, is the first person he stares at was Arn. And obviously Sting and Arn had some wars in the past, with Sting going up against the Horsemen.
I was trying to read their lips.
But the first person he...
Honestly, did they speak? I didn't
damn
see
it.
anything.
Yeah, Arn. It looked like Arn was saying, "This is unbelievable."
Right. But he went to
It goes down on
first,
Cody.
and then he went at the very
Dustin.
end to Darby. So it's like he went to his
seeing
past,
that gave me
then he went to his
chills.
future, and that was awesome.
Yeah, and Darby. Darby definitely looked like he was like absorbing his power or some shit, like the way that they had a
Right, like they
standoff.
like,
where it was
and
like,
notice everybody else was in shock, but not Darby. Darby was face to face. Everybody else kind of was a little bit
Cody.
like.
Yeah, Sting started with Arn, then he looked at Dustin, which I know those two have had history. Then goes down to Cody, and then when you just look at Darby, it's like, oh fuck.
yeah.
You don't know. But the best part was, you read all the Twitter reactions. Everyone just lost their damn minds. And
Well, do you guys?
Imagine if we had a full crowd. I kind of joked with this saying, though, I think the microphones would blow out.
Yeah, but this crowd,
because of the
This
fans.
crowd
this
made up
crowd
for
was
it.
loud as fuck. They popped so hard.
25% capacity crowd. They were screaming. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, it sounded like a full audience.
It did. And again,
but do you guys watch Game of Thrones? Have you guys seen all the Game of Thrones?
I haven't seen all of it. I've seen like the first. I'm not a sword and sorcery guy.
Okay, so you guys, when they first turn off the lights and then they show the Titantron where it was like the crow, the first thing I thought was like, oh, okay, well they said winter was coming and they said it was a Game of Thrones reference, so like I was like, oh, Sting maybe, but no, because then they started
I
showing
kind
other
of thought it was
images of
going
like
to be Glacier for
winter
a
and like,
minute.
I didn't. I
well,
didn't
just
know
like
who.
they
I
went through
literally
like
was
stock
rambling about,
images
like,
of like
who?
winter, like an icicle melting and just
But
bullshit like that. But then they kept
but
on showing like a crow again, and then like they would show a couple of stuff. But if you watch Game of Thrones, it's kind of all
or
similar
actually,
relative to the theme. So I wasn't like, oh, this is obviously going to be Sting. But once that lightning flashed on the
yeah, you
Titantron
saw
and then
like
the
the
letters came
G.
up, I was
I
like,
didn't know who.
oh
And then when
shit.
it said stay, I was like, what? I was literally like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I was just like yelling. I wasn't yelling it, but I was just like quietly like saying in my head. And this is funny. Like my grandma's caretaker, she was still here, and she literally thought like I burnt myself. I was like, oh no, it was your wrestling thing. It's like, yes, it was my wrestling thing. Okay,
Oh
but that's just what it does. It's like, okay, everybody knows
yeah,
that like
I
Sting, he
popped
got
hard.
inducted to the Hall of Fame. He's not really wrestling anymore because Seth Rollins doesn't know how to use a turnbuckle row. But
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's
I
like,
that's
mean,
something else
but
I want to
that's
point.
that's
I want to say this right now. I don't want Sting wrestling at all.
yeah. I
no,
was
no,
just
no,
gonna
no,
And
no,
say.
no.
if he's going to wrestle multi-mans where he doesn't do shit. You know how DDP
Uh,
wrestled last year? That's how Sting needs to wrestle if he's going to insist. Other
he
than
gets
that, I don't.
tagged in. Sting gets tagged in, does his Sting splash, does the DDP or does
Death,
the
Scorpion
reverse
Death Drop.
yeah, and that's it. And then he wins.
And then he
But he
wins.
doesn't
Yeah.
need to be taking bumps.
But
He
yeah,
doesn't need to be fucking.
Doesn't he be
and then
taking no
there was
fucking
the
buckle bombs? No.
No, no,
and
hell
then there
no.
was the hilarious reactions like, oh my god, like why is AEW hiring these ex WWE stuff? It's like Sting was Sting was a thing before he even went to WWE.
Yeah.
And it was also stupid that,
These are also the
you know,
same people that think Goldberg's fucking cool
yeah.
to have.
Oh, that was the best one. It's like WWE like hires Goldberg, like, oh my god, why? And
Oh
then
no, I heard that. Yeah,
AEW, and then like
they're all.
AEW hires Sting, everyone loses their mind.
I
Here
will
was the
say I
thing.
will say this. I will eat crow on this whole decision if Sting comes in and beats everybody. If he comes in and makes Darby Allin or Cody or Ricky Starks or Brian Cage or Kenny Omega or John Moxley or any of the AEW guys look bad, I will eat crow on this and say it sucks. But if he doesn't do that,
And
it's fucking good. It's a good
and here was
idea.
the thing. When
But just
Goldberg was
that
brought
debut
back,
alone,
hang on,
minus
when
what's coming next, that debut alone,
Oh yeah.
coming out with the snow falling, coming out with the badass
that
theme,
was
coming out looking awesome, pulls
that
out the
was just
bat, and then just
picture
like it's like,
perfect.
dude, this is fucking.
I
And they did it in the first hour. This is the end. This was the
oh yeah,
end of the
this was
first
literally
hour.
halfway, and we have Sting.
Yeah, and it's like, whoa! I texted the group chat like they just went big. I didn't want to spoil nothing because I knew some people weren't going to see it live or whatever. But I was like, they just went big.
We're not gonna
Like,
mention him by
like,
name, but because he likes to just talk shit and spoil stuff sometimes while shows are going on, I put one member of our other group chat on mute. Wonder what he had to say, because he usually says everything sucks.
yeah,
But
they
here's the
just
thing: I still would have loved to see just Team Taz like looking like they want to fight Sting, but they just run off it. The fact
Or
that
if
like
they
Goldberg
at
was
least
You
took a
there,
bat to the belly.
no, you don't need to do that because that would kill Sting's aura if somebody's just like, "Oh, this guy's a bitch. Let's go."
yeah, true. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
perfect the way it was, perfect,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So back to like
everything.
the rant with like, oh, the WWE are saying like, oh my god, like AEW fans are like trying to understand. It's like, here was the difference. They slapped a title on Goldberg like 1 month later in a squash match against Kevin fucking Owens, where it's like,
And the Fiend.
seriously?
And the Fiend.
And the
Okay,
fiend
but it was
who,
the beginning. Yeah.
but the
Here's the
fiend
thing:
who
we're not
everyone loves
slapping a
because they
title on
don't.
Sting.
Yeah,
Yeah, we haven't had anything like that happen yet.
So
but
that's the thing, and AEW doesn't need to because we don't need stupid ideas from bad creative.
Right.
Which seriously, why is that not a T-shirt?
And I also want to. Well, we got to get into the next part because we still got a whole
Yeah.
other big thing
And
to
just
talk about.
I know, but
yeah,
just
this is like I
I
said,
wanna
this is only
get-
the first
Well, just
hour
last thing,
where it's
last
like,
thing.
holy shit, like they
Last
are going
thing.
hard on this Wednesday. They said
Last-
war's coming
no.
or whatever, and they are right.
Well,
But
we
again,
have
last thing-
the John Moxley promo. I want to say his little subtle tribute to Pat Patterson was class. That was great.
Yes.
Make everybody go banana. Yeah, that was awesome. So,
By the way, last thing, and when I like rewatch like the Sting introduction, when I see the crows, I almost thought it was gonna be Marty Skrull for a moment.
He's
Just
persona
a
non
promo.
grata.
I know, but still, just promo video, and then you hear the piano music. Everyone would have flipped.
Yeah, but is he really like? If Marty would have debuted, I would have popped just as bad. Like, is he
I
really?
would
Do
have
I really
freaked
have
out.
to?
Dude, like about
Is
time.
he really in trouble again right now? Because, dude, at the same time,
ROH released him because of it.
huh?
Ring of
I
Honor
know,
released him
but
because of it.
yeah, but they also released
He would have.
oh shit, I can't think of the name. Joey Ryan, when Joey Ryan's allegations were all bullshit too, and they never follow up on
Marty
it. They just
essentially admitted to it.
huh?
Marty kind of essentially admitted to it.
Well, yeah, but Marty's doing. We're holding him up to the standard of American standards, where he's from UK. So the whole
That would be bad PR, and I also want to say this, and I'm not. If you like Marty Skrull, if you still like Marty Skrull, I'm not here to tell you who to like. I'm not here to tell you more.
Yeah.
That's not my bag here. But I am gonna say, I did not expect to be Marty Skrull, and I'm glad it wasn't Marty Skrull and it was Sting. Because
Yeah.
Sting is better than Marty Skrull. I'm not gonna give credence to a former tag team specialist who's a has-been, but much better call to bring in Sting instead of Marty.
Right. No, yeah. I don't.
Obviously no, but
I'm just saying I don't understand what the hate is with Marty, because if I went to if I went to the European nations right now and I was like, oh, why are you guys doing this? And they're just like, what the fuck?
here's the
Who are
thing:
you to?
he actually was scheduled to do the Crockett Cup, but he couldn't do it because of the COVID pandemic. That's the last I
Yeah.
could see out of the fighting thing.
Yeah.
But
So yeah.
anywho, maybe 2021 again. People might turn for a new leaf, and at least like he openly says, he's sorry for it. But anyways, that's dead horse.
Right now, I'm gonna
or
say Marty
Crow.
Skrull needs AEW more than AEW needs Marty Skrull.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Or maybe he might go back to New Japan.
Or just whatever, but
Yeah,
he'll be fine. He'll be fine. It's just the same shit that happens with comedians and same shit that happened with the kids at work.
As long as he as long as he's just he understands that this is an day and age where people are going to get sensitive about everything.
We got a main event we got to talk about.
Anyways, yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Yeah.
On to the
We
match.
got John Moxley and Kenny Omega for the AEW title. It's finally happening. And
finally going on. Gonna happen. They announced it to be 60 minutes, or they're gonna go overtime because it happened
Let's face
20
it,
minutes
it
over.
It wasn't.
No, but it still went on for 40.
It went on for 40. They made you believe, which I think is smart.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
I
What would be
thought
even
they said
smarter if they ever do this again is if they used to do like what they did on the old Clash of the Champions in the NWA. They would used to have the world title match, like the Clash would be 2 hours on TBS. You'd have the first 2-3 hours. With an hour left to go on the show, they would put the main event on. Bringing up Sting, on one of their clashes, they had Sting and Flair, and it was like 9 Eastern or 8 Eastern when they sent Sting and Flair out there. And they actually had Shivani go, if this match doesn't go the time limit, we have a few standby matches. We have, we have these other matches that we recorded earlier that we can play if this match ends within the time or before the time limit. So immediately people are thinking it might go the time limit, it might not. I thought that was a really good thing that maybe AEW should try next time they do something like this. Go hey, we have some stuff from Dark that we recorded, so if Mox and Kenny don't go, ends quickly. We got a few old matches we can show you, but still, it kind of, is it going to go an hour? Is it not going to go an hour? Just something really subtle like this, but this was a good match.
They started like that, right?
The last 10 minutes to roast everybody.
Yeah. But anyway.
By the way, I'm not spoiling the ending, but him on the commentary booth as the show went off the air, that was really random. Buddy, the show's over.
Oh, I actually, we got to talk about that later.
That's what I was saying.
So I really basically a good match. Like, it was a really good match. I guess, Kenny's kind of held to this standard of you expect it to be the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life with Kenny and Mox. And I'm not saying it wasn't
With the
great. I'm just
Terminator
saying
flop.
it, like, I don't know, probably would have been better with a crowd. I think you're missing, like, that really hot crowd for this. That's the only thing that took away from the match to me. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's the only thing that took it away from me. But it's just kind of, slow match, and then eventually Kenny goes out to the outside into a heater because it was 30 degrees in Florida.
Who freaking who, Florida?
Exactly.
You can't take the cold.
Get over it. Get over it. Get over it.
Come
But
on.
still,
We live
but
in the
still,
north side, and
being
Eric's from California.
shirtless. But for the
whatever.
wrestlers, you need heaters because being shirtless out in 30-degree weather, that'd be pretty shitty.
Well, they could have fought in their leather jackets for all I care.
You really think you've ever worn a leather jacket like that? You think you can get a one-winged angel on that? Hell no. Anyway, so gets out
Obviously,
there.
if they take the jacket off to do the finishers, but yeah, I get you.
I know. Does it matter? If say that it was super cold and it was 30 degrees, but instead of having heaters around the ring, the wrestlers just wore their logo hoodie and like sweatpant suit.
Yeah, they could
whatever.
wear, like, the
You
ones
can buy on
spandex,
AEW.com. Like,
Yeah,
what?
they could
Would
wear-
you watch the match and go, but I want to see him in
I
their
wouldn't say
ring
that,
gear.
but I'm just saying it would be kind of like I'm okay with them putting heaters out there and letting them just seem like a normal show. That didn't
Or
bother me in
Yeah.
the
Or
slightest.
like watching the women's division fight in Saudi Arabia. They're all covered up.
And you're just like, damn, I want to see that.
But
I was gonna say, how about
no,
if
you
do
mean,
that?
but you know what I mean. Like, wouldn't it even matter if the wrestlers wore their leather jackets, like Easy said, or like if you know what I mean? Because great match is a great match is a great match, but like, does it matter what the hell they're wearing?
It's funny that like this was marketed as winter is coming, and then literally
winter came.
it was freezing in Jacksonville.
So
Because that was Ambrose's whole shtick, is that he wrestled in street clothes, like jeans and a white beater, or jeans and
I'm
like,
going to be honest. I only like when they wrestle in street clothes when it's like a street fight because it makes the street fight feel different. Any other match,
Yeah.
I want you in actual wrestling
This could've been
attire.
a really good
That's
street
it.
Fight.
yeah, it could help tell a story, but the story could be that they were cold.
winter has come. Kind of a shitty story, but we got to talk about the ending
Hey
of this
man,
match.
winter is. They said it themselves. Winter's coming, so winter gear, please, with hoodies and
Yep.
and
It was the
sweatpants.
marketing team who did it,
Right.
not us.
Yeah. snow boots and everything.
Right. But anyway, so talk about the finish of this match.
Oh man.
Holy hell, this match is great, by the way. But
It
yeah,
was-
it took a minute. Like you're saying, it took a minute to kind of get into
Everything was
gear, but
insane.
once it started getting going and stuff, it got really good.
Right. So Don Cal, like kind of gets in there, hey, back off, he's hurt, and you kind of wonder, like, they were real smart to not just bring Don Callis in for this match, because then everybody would have been like, what the fuck's going on? Why is Don Callis just randomly here for this? But they brought him in for the other big matches, so we're kind of like, oh, cool, Don again. Yeah, him and Kenny have the history in Winnipeg, and all right, cool, Don. And
Yeah.
then Moxley takes a shot at Don. Kenny uses the microphone.
Actually, no, he did take a shot.
At first, I didn't know it was a microphone. I thought it was because when Moxley
what it
hit
was
Don
either.
Callis, because when Moxley hit Don Callis and his rose thing exploded,
Right.
I thought it was like a brooch. I thought like a long stem brooch thing that he had like tucked in his
Or it
front
looks
pocket.
like a little baton or something.
Right, but it was a.
Well, yeah, but I thought that's what
I
he
didn't
stabbed
know
him in
he
the head
stole
with.
Justin
Like,
Roberts' microphone.
Yeah.
you never saw one of those things, like one of those little like brooch things you put in your.
Yeah, I
your
know what
front
you're
lapel,
talking
like,
about.
like, yeah, but that's what I meant. Like that's what I thought that and then when I watched it again, I was like, oh, it was clearly a microphone. But when he hit him and all the pedals flew everywhere, it was like sleight of hand, where I wasn't paying attention to the thing that was obvious.
Yeah, when I
whatever.
saw the pebbles, I was like, that was random.
No pedals, rose petals. Because
Sorry,
he had
I
like
thought
the
I said pebbles. Sorry.
no, yeah. Don Callis had that like that rose on his front pocket, his jacket.
I was like, what the heck?
Am I the only one that saw this thing?
I saw
I
that
saw the
too.
pedals
Chat-
fly, but like to me it was
Chat,
just
let me know if I'm wrong.
he just hit him and the pedals flew because he had the the flower on his jacket. But
Yeah,
Kenny gets the mic, hits him with just drills Mox with the mic like that was a fucking shot with the mic, and then One Winged Angel, and then gotta find out it was all a ruse.
V-triggers. A couple of
We did a
Well,
couple
actually,
of
like
V-triggers.
10,000
Yeah.
V-triggers, One Winged Angel,
Yeah.
but
And then when he hit the winning angel, I was like, either Mox is going to kick out now, and they're going to be the first ever to do it, or he's going to get the win. And I was like,
I feel like he was gonna. Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
to me,
once he hit the
this was
One
a
Winged Angel,
win-win
it was gonna be over.
situation.
But here's the thing that was the beauty of that match. Because everybody expected, oh, yeah, he's the bad guy, but when Kenny gets the title, it's going to be such a cathartic moment, and yay, Kenny, he works so hard, and he gets to be the champion of his company, and it's going to be such a, it's going to be like when Daniel Bryan won, like when Shawn won, when Brett won, when he won the IWGP title, and he fucking...
the Young Bucks, like, coming out and celebrating.
Yeah, you're gonna have this happy moment, and it had no honor,
Nope.
nothing. It was fuck you, motherfuckers! I won, and I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Nope.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant fucking storytelling, and that's for all the people, all the Kenny fans that are butthurt about that. That's how you. He's not supposed to be liked. He's a fucking bad guy. Everybody bitching about that.
And especially,
bad guys are not supposed to be cheered.
And especially the complainers saying like, oh, like the people holding the 3 major titles are the EVPs. So fucking what?
Oh, I don't know. There are people on the flip side of things. You have a lot of people like yay Kenny, but they were ready to boycott the company when fucking Cody won the TNT title. So more in the camp of nobody's gonna be fucking happy. But anyway,
the community is never happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except last night.
I didn't. That was the only thing I didn't understand though. Like when they were making a run for it, and they had people in the backstage booing them and stuff. Like I was like,
well, I think they were just like, after, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Even you see like Tony Schiavone getting, I was like, hey, where are you going?
Tony Khan, you mean?
And Tony Khan. No, I understood, but like it was more of a thing where it was like they tried to force that more than it was natural. Of like,
no.
I thought they were running.
I completely disagree with that because to me, this was the first time like the belt was completely just someone just completely did something shitty to win the belt, and it's just like, dude, especially with a guy like Kenny who's supposed to be this honorable EVP, this guy who wants to change the world. He's the best wrestler. He doesn't do this kind of thing, and he's just kind of has one. An outsider help him win. 2 wins, beats obviously the guy who's carrying the company,
who's also undefeated in 2020.
Yeah, and he's just running out, and it's just kind of like, dude, what the fuck was that? What the fuck did you do?
Yep.
Especially you brought somebody who's not even one of our people. You brought him in to screw. We're supposed to be a family. What did you do?
Well,
That's
maybe
what's happening.
Well, maybe if Don Callis announced that they were going to do the interview before, and then everyone, like how you're saying, like, wait, what did you do? You just turned on us, or you just did what? But
if he announced they were going to do an interview before, then everybody would have expected something.
I don't know. To me, it wasn't. Yeah, to me, it wasn't
they
exactly.
booked it out of there. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's because it's just like, oh fuck, well, it's just
and I
want to be a drop. It felt organic. It felt like, okay, we stole this. Let's get the fuck out of here. And then,
I want to be the one to drop the bombshell. I want to drop the bombshell about this part. So we finally get an interview with them, and then Don Callis saying like, "Oh, you'll hear about this on Tuesday nights." My first reaction is like, "Okay, maybe they'll appear on AEW Dark." No,
it would have made more sense.
This is what we hear. You will hear about this on Impact Wrestling on Access TV. I'm like, hold up, wait, did I just hear that right?
Right.
Impact.
Yeah, they could have said that.
Wrestling.
Well, you got to find out on Tuesday. Tuesday on Dark? No, Tuesday on Impact. Like,
Dynamite's on Wednesday. Impact Wrestling. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So
if you people don't know about this, there have been months and months and probably even years of rumored partnerships AEW would have. Now, obviously, we got AAA, and I'm drawing blank with the other partnership. It's just AAA, and I want to say the MWA, but sort of, kind of, but not really. But when we hear Impact Wrestling, we never thought this would go through, but the fact that they just drop it on live television, it's not even like a tweet or like a picture or anything. No, this is live television. You're gonna hear this on Impact Wrestling, and Access TV is probably gonna have their biggest ratings jump since ever.
Right.
It's like this is
But
when
here's-
people were freaking out more
Sting
than
came from
Sting
Impact too,
debuts.
so I wonder if Sting will go back to Impact as well, or,
And yeah,
or not
and
go
then-
back there, but
Let's-
maybe
let-
he'll
let-
make
hey,
Impact.
I want to say this about the whole Impact thing. Don't come up with a bunch of grandiose plans now. Let's let things
Yeah.
kind of
I mean,
fall because
let's face it,
because everybody's gonna be thinking like, oh my God, Sting, and
There-
oh, and you're gonna have
I
this,
know.
and then when it don't
There's
happen,
gonna be-
you're gonna have like a bunch of people going like, oh fuck, what the fuck happened?
know.
Did nothing.
I know I know a lot of people, especially on Twitter, and myself included, have been like plotting these incredible dream matches we could possibly happen. Like, let's just see what happens,
Right.
and for the first time ever, we're gonna actually talk about Impact Wrestling because of this.
And but here's I think what we're missing. First of all, like the whole thing, we don't know what's gonna. I don't know if this is gonna be some kind of what's gonna happen.
Maybe
But
like this
here's the big
hostile
thing.
takeover.
I don't know if it's a hostile takeover. I don't know if it's just co-promotion. I don't know what's going on. But the whole thing the one thing that I did like about it was everything felt chaotic and urgent. Like, everybody's freaking out about Kenny doing something like that. Like, first of all, they're all freaked out that Kenny did this. And then now he's with a promoter from another company talking about, I'm going to make an appearance on your show with this belt. So now it's kind of got that weird sense of, like,
It's mainly just
urgency. Like I said,
unpredictability about
it feels urgent. And then with all the chaos going on out there, Eddie Kingston just goes, hey, fuck, I don't give a shit. I want to fight Lance
Yeah, there's
Archer.
like Eddie Kingston out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Like,
they
that was
didn't
the only
give.
time
I
was
didn't
like,
understand
"Come on,
that
you
part
just
either.
ruined
They
the
didn't
moment.
give
Come
any
on."
camera time to that, so I was like, "Wait, what?" And then they just
Again,
pushed
it
them away.
was organic. Like, everybody was in a panic, and Eddie Kingston, who doesn't give a fuck about AEW, doesn't give a fuck about anybody, just took the whole panic of, I'm going to be
He's like, I
self-certain.
still want Lance Archer.
He was basically going out there going, hey, I know, like, our champions just left with the promoter of another wrestling organization and, like, basically hurt and destroyed our previously undefeated ace of the company. But, yeah, I don't give a fuck about that because I want to fight Lance Archer. And I'm going to take this chaotic moment to challenge Lance Archer. Because he's a dick. And that's something a dick would do.
It was just all of a sudden, like, everybody's going everywhere. But yeah, I was
If they
just
do this
throwing
all the
like,
time, it
you
sucks.
kinda
The
ruined
fact they
that
done
for
it
me.
just this time makes it good.
Like, honestly,
Yeah, it was just it was hard to read. Is all I'm saying.
Kingston
Some
could
of
have
it was hard
saved
to
that
read.
for next week. Like
I
instead of
don't
like
know.
the show kicking off with like a match, he just comes out and be like, I don't give a fuck about like what happened last week. I'm here to find Lance Archer.
Yeah.
I'm not saying none of it was great or not, because it was fucking one of the best AEW shows in the history of AEW.
Yeah,
But some of
there's
it
really
didn't read as well
nothing-
as I thought they could have made it, and if with a little bit more time or care, it could have been an absolute fucking 11 out of 10 rather than a fucking 10 out of 10 or whatever. But that's just me.
But
looking
still,
at
though,
stuff
It's a
on my-
nitpick.
probably
I mean,
the
honestly, I just
greatest ending in Dynamite.
Yeah,
I can agree
Honestly,
with that,
since probably Hardy's shocking debut.
and I
Back
even
in
asked the group chat. I was like,
January.
"How do I even
Mention-
watch Impact?" I was like, "I don't even know when
which,
Impact's on or
Obi
what
even
channel."
like
I was like,
mentioned in the group chat about Hardy. Poor guy didn't even have fans. At least this had some fans.
a
But
little bit of fan. Yeah.
Here's the point. The last point I feel like we need to make about this whole situation. So 2 years ago, we all go to a wrestling show. We go to All In. We meet each other. We hang out. We have all this. The point of All In, other than hey, I think we're popular enough, and I think everything else is popular enough that we can fill this arena. The other point of All In was let's break down some barriers for all these different organizations.
All the indie promos.
Right. So other than with the exception of one, which I don't care if they team up with them, they don't need them, and the other, which Michelle's kind of saying she's been dropping some references, so they may be next. But let's keep things down. Let's keep things down. You're literally seeing they have a relationship with AAA, Impact, and the NWA. So them along with AEW, that's 4 promotions.
And here's the thing, like Impact does have a small partnership. Again, a small partnership with New Japan.
Impact has nothing with New Japan.
But not guaranteed.
Impact has nothing with New Japan. Impact?
I thought they did.
No, absolutely not.
Never mind.
They disrespected Impact Wrestling disrespected Okada when they sent him down there as a young boy. Impact has fuck all with New Japan. Gato hates Impact.
I'll strike my comment.
No. But what I'm saying is you've got essentially 4 promotions with good terms with each other. When things get back to normal, we could honestly see All Out as kind of an all-star wrestling again. Fucking Ring of Honor doesn't want to play ball there. They're the ones keeping all this from happening. But, whether or not New Japan gets on board with this, that remains to be seen. But you literally have 4 talent pools we can pull from for, like, another major show. And something like that could go bigger than the Sears Center.
They can do something like Survivor Series where they send the best of each promotion to face the best of each. And I'm into it.
And it could be bigger. And they could do, I don't know if it's still called this. I don't really keep up with Chicago sports. But the United Center instead. They could do, I'm not saying they could do Soldier Field, but they could definitely do, with a concept like this, bigger than the Sears Center.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but like Michelle said, we can only hope that the next is New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, even if they have to eventually go bigger than the Sears and do, hopefully, if they start partnering with other people and stuff, they're like you were saying, the pay-per-views are going to be all inclusive because honestly, if they're going to start reaching out and they're already featuring other promotions.
Right.
They're already doing that. But if they're going to start reaching out to even more and drawing it's just I don't know, man. They're fucking doing everything right. Like they're really going to be on top of like.
The only thing we got to keep in mind. The only thing we got to keep in mind is eventually, if you start partnering with too many people, there's going to be one group that's going to go, well, wait a minute. I don't understand why EC3's got to lose to Darby Allin. That's bullshit. And I don't understand why you think that fucking
you'll get a bunch of no
John
finishes.
Moxley needs to beat this guy. Well, I don't understand why you think Tanahashi needs to lose to MJF. So you got to always worry about the too many cooks in the kitchen. But
the wrestling community would riot if that happened.
But you would.
I would love it though, but it was like, oh man.
But I mean,
pissed.
Backstage, who's who to be discussing the business ethics of AEW? But you would expect that the Bucks and Kenny and Cody would be like, trust us to book this shit correctly, or trust us to book this in a way that the fans would love, and that would respect companies. Not that we don't want your champion to lose or our champion to win, but like trust us to book the right thing.
I think it's a good concept, and so far they've seemed to always pull that off. But you just gotta wonder. Some people won't see things that way. Some people. The big question for this and just AEW's future is what's gonna happen when they get that douchebag. But right now, there's no douchebags. We might actually see the goal of changing the world happen. And hey, we gotta talk about Impact next week, or at least one segment on Impact.
Yeah.
Maybe the whole show if it's interesting.
Because lately they've been signing a lot more indie talent. They've been signing a lot more WWE talent. I can't get into
somebody getting fucking sniped and shot in the heart in the middle of a wedding in wrestling. It's fun, but we're going an hour and a half as it is with all this stuff.
Yeah.
We're going an hour and a half as is.
All right.
So
Yeah.
we
But,
can
I mean,
guarantee one Impact segment will be discussed next week, and that's about all I
Alright.
can promise you guys.
Yeah, but
So
what
that way
if
we don't have
Impact?
a 4-hour Mania.
What if Impact is more worth talking about than Raw?
Ooh.
What if Raw is just the same Drew McIntyre Orton bullshit, and then Impact's like nonstop? You know what I mean? Talking points
Then
besides the one segment
Then,
we're all
we
looking
skim
forward.
through. Then we skim through Raw. We skim through Raw.
Yeah.
I didn't say we're not gonna. There's no possibility. I'm just saying the only thing I'm promising is one thing.
Right. Yeah, and it's not fantasy book either because it might just be the worst Impact fucking.
It could be
show.
like, oh hey, other we could come on here and go, motherfucker.
They could like
Other than Kenny
like I
Omega
joke.
segment, this thing sucked.
Like I joked around too. Here's Kenny Omega, and then it's Swoggle, like what they did with AJ Styles last week or whatever. Like you need to face yeah, you need to face a phenomenal opponent, and then AJ's music plays, and then Swoggle came out. Imagine if they do that. Here's Kenny Omega, and then Swoggle comes out, and Kenny Omega's here with a toy championship.
Or
With
no,
a toy
or just the
AEW
real Kenny
championship.
Omega shows up.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, like, if they troll everyone, like, they make you, oh, we're going to do this at the end of the show, so you have to watch all 2 hours of TNT, and then they swerve everyone with a Swoggle appearance with a Play W Championship.
I think people,
how pissed off.
Well, I would honestly say that would do like that would be a bait and switch to the point to where I think people would get so pissed off at Impact, they'd be like, yeah, we're not coming back now. You really
Canceled.
fucking lied. So fuck you. But we don't lie. And we do not say fuck you to everybody who came and joined us for a really, really, really epic edition with a lot of stuff going on we had to cover. I am fucking exhausted after this one.
That's the best one of the whole.
It's Sting.
It's Sting.
But we appreciate y'all for coming and joining
Stick
us.
around for this WrestleMania length show.
WrestleMania Link show, and it may only get worse, folks. It may only get worse. But if you enjoyed this, please give a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from the world of comic books, gaming, anime, and all things geek culture. Follow me on my social media pages, Facebook.com/AthleticGeek89, Twitter @Athletic_Geek89, Instagram @AthleticGeek89, and if you'd like to help the channel out financially, hit me up on Patreon at Patreon.com/AthleticGeek89. Easy social media pages, if you please.
Guys, follow me on Twitter at The Elite Era. I also do a podcast show of my own. It's just currently on hiatus because of the pandemic, but I think with everything going on right now, I might have to seriously get back on the horse to talk about everything going on. But I've also launched a new auto racing channel. It's just completely separate from wrestling, but if you love the world of Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, anything motorsports, follow the Racers blog on Twitter. It is just Twitter right now. But yeah, support the Elite Era. Support the Racers blog.
What about sprint cars? Do you do sprint cars? World of Outlaws?
Really? I've seen highlights of it. Not yet.
You gonna cut?
I have followed the accounts. I will say this.
You cover Mario Kart.
I know the Snowball Derby's coming up.
Derby?
I know the Snowball Derby's coming up. I'm keeping an eye about that.
You gotta pay for it. That's bullshit. You gotta pay $40 to watch it. No.
Yeah. But
put that shit on Speed Channel, motherfuckers.
Speed Channel is no longer exist. It's Fox Sports 1 now.
You get what I'm saying? That was the joke.
I know. But anyways, yeah. So as I said, follow the Elite Era on Twitter. Follow the Racers blog for anything motorsports. Shout out to the Podcasters Wrestling Federation. Those guys are awesome. Support local podcasting as well. And that's all I got on me. Also, happy holidays, everyone. It's December.
It's December, yes. And Eric, he sells on Macari.
Yeah, no one follow me. I just had asparagus. My pee will smell. Giving me at least 3 minutes before bathroom uses. If you want to buy something from Macari, please look me up. If you want to look up some YouTube videos, look up DX Ray, my nephew, post shit. Otherwise, just follow these guys because we're talking about shit every week. So do it.
Lots of good shit. Good shit, pal. And it has been good shit this week. But for EZ and Eric Wade, I'm the Athletic Geek. We are this many marks this week, and we're out. Have a good one.
Yeah.